welcome to the deep dive. Today, we have a really quite disturbing story. It starts out almost ordinary, maybe a bit quirky, but it spirals into something truly terrifying for a whole apartment building.
It's a chilling one. And we're digging into a first-hand account from a YouTube transcript, actually, which gives this raw, ground-level view of how things escalated.
Exactly. And our goal here isn't just to tell a scary story, though it definitely is scary.
Right.
We want to trace how it happened, look at maybe the subtle signs first, and then the really obvious aggressive acts later.
Yeah, understanding that progression, psychologically speaking, and also the impact on everyone living there, sharing that space. It's a powerful case study.
Okay, so let's get into it. The story centers around a guy named Ivan. He's young, creative type. After bouncing around a bit, he finds this apartment he calls perfect. It's in the attic of this cool, old, converted mansion in Western New York, in the neighborhood of the arts. That sounds idyllic, right? He moves in with his childhood best friend, and later another roommate joins, so it's a 3-bedroom place.
Okay, setting the scene.
And that first year, pretty much totally quiet for Ivan. The only real drama was this other couple, 2 guys downstairs, who fought a lot, loudly.
Okay. Typical apartment stuff, maybe?
Yeah, well, maybe a bit extreme. Ivan remembers one time, one of them got locked out, completely naked, like right across from a school. Cops were called.
Wow. Okay, so maybe not that typical, but contained, you're saying.
Right. It felt separate from Ivan's life upstairs. But then, about a year in, apartment 2 gets new tenants. A couple late 20s, maybe early 30s. And they seem fine. Friendly hellos, normal neighbor stuff for months. Just background figures.
Unremarkable.
Totally. Until one day, Ivan comes home, and there's just furniture all over the front porch, right by apartment 2's entrance.
Okay.
He assumes it's theirs. As he's heading in, the guy from apartment 2 comes out, introduces himself, says his name is John.
John, got it.
And John tells Ivan he wants to, quote, build community in the building.
Yeah.
Ivan, being a self-described people person, is actually kind of into the idea at first.
Interesting. That initial gesture, the building community thing, on the surface, it's positive. But sometimes, psychologically, it can be a way to test boundaries or establish a sort of unearned intimacy very quickly.
How so?
Well, it sets a precedent for involvement, doesn't it? It can sometimes mask underlying issues or be a precursor to more intrusive behavior later on. It's like an entry point.
Huh. Okay. Well, spring arrives, and Ivan actually uses the porch setup for a bit. Reads out there, works on his laptop. It's pleasant for a few days.
Right. The community aspect seems okay initially.
But then things start getting weird. A few days after meeting John, there's some commotion. A neighbor's motorcycle gets stolen.
Oh, okay. Not great.
No. So there's this small tenant gathering on the porch waiting for the cops. John is there too, part of the group. Ivan hangs around for a bit, then heads up when the police arrive, lets them handle it.
Standard procedure.
But the next day, Ivan gets home and his roommate asks him about John. Says he left gifts for every apartment.
Gifts?
Yeah, like unique gifts for each apartment. For Ivan and his roommate, it was a shoebox. Just stuffed with like random comics, books, little toys, chocolate.
A shoebox of stuff.
Yeah. Both roommates just looked at him and were like, okay, that's odd,
Yeah.
Really weird.
Yeah.
Bit much.
That is odd. It's definitely disproportionate for neighbors you barely know. That kind of over-the-top gesture, it often signals something else is going on beneath the surface.
Like what?
Well, it can be an attempt to create a sort of obligation maybe, or assert a presence, a certain kind of relationship that hasn't really been established. It bypasses the normal stages of getting to know someone. It raises that question, doesn't it? When does friendly become weird?
That's exactly the line, isn't it? It feels off.
Yeah.
Like you said, the intimacy feels unearned. When someone pushes too hard, too fast, or the gesture just doesn't match the relationship level, that's usually a sign of boundaries are being tested.
Precisely. It's that mismatch.
Okay, but then it gets even stranger. Ivan's roommate tells him something else. The neighbor's name. It's not John. It's Sean.
Ah, Sean, not John.
Yeah. And Ivan thinks, okay, maybe I misheard. John, Sean. These sound similar, right?
They do. Easy mistake.
But then he remembers. Clear as day. The guy spelled it out for him when they first met. John.
Oh, he spelled it. That changes things significantly.
Right. So why lie? What does deliberately giving a fake name right off the bat signal?
That's a major red flag. It's not just a misunderstanding, it's active deception. It suggests a calculated effort to mislead, maybe instability or wanting to operate without accountability. It immediately makes you question everything else, all the previous friendly stuff.
Totally. It casts a shadow.
Yeah.
And then that same night, Ivan's other roommate, the newer one, comes home late.
Okay.
He tells Ivan something really bizarre happened. He was walking up to the building, and now they know Sean emerges from the shadows on the side of the house.
Yeah.
Wearing only shorts.
It's just shorts in the shadows.
Yeah. And Sean asks the roommate to tell Ivan to come down, says he needs help getting something from his trunk.
Whoa. Okay, that's unsettling.
Right. Ivan hears this, and after the gifts, the name lie. He just gets this really bad feeling, like deep down something is seriously wrong. He tells his roommate, no way am I going down there.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Trusting that instinct.
Yeah. And then the next morning, it gets worse. Ivan walks outside on his way to work, and right there in the middle of the front yard, he calls it a hobo garden. Sean had basically built this pile of junk, a refrigerator half empty with the door ripped clean off, garbage scattered everywhere, broken glass, a patch of dirt dug up, just chaos.
Wow. Not just messy, but deliberately bizarre, destructive.
Exactly. An extreme eyesore, Ivan called it. And freakishly weird. He even took a picture, apparently.
So a very public, very strange act.
Ivan immediately calls the landlord, says, look, this guy Sean, he's starting to weird everyone out. This is not okay.
Understandable reaction.
The landlord says they'll handle it. Ivan goes to work, comes home later. Some of the trash is moved to the curb, but Sean's nowhere in sight. Ivan just wants to avoid him, goes straight upstairs. Uneasy feeling is definitely growing.
Mm-hmm.
He's inside maybe 5 minutes. And then yelling starts, loud yelling, right outside his window.
Oh, no.
Not directed at him, just yelling into the air, apparently. He looks out. It's Sean, throwing the rest of the garbage from the yard right into the street, having a total public meltdown, yelling to himself.
Okay, this is escalating fast, from weird to openly disruptive and unhinged.
Yeah. Another neighbor, Mark, runs over, tries to calm Sean down. Ivan's roommate gets home right then, joins in, trying to talk him down. He goes quiet after a few minutes.
That's tense.
Ivan's roommate comes inside, tells Ivan what happened, says Sean was just yelling that he just didn't think he did anything wrong.
That justification, I didn't do anything wrong, while actively throwing garbage in the street. That shows a significant break from reality, or at least a total disregard for norms and impact on others.
Right. Ivan tells his roommate, just stay away from him if you can. It's clear this guy's not stable.
No, this is moving beyond eccentricity into potentially dangerous territory. That lack of impulse control, the defiance, it's worrying. We're seeing a rapid loss of control, potentially a break from shared reality.
And it keeps going.
Yeah.
Just a few hours later that same evening, more yelling. But this time, Ivan feels the walls of the building shake slightly.
Shaking. Oh, that sounds physical.
Yeah, a serious argument. Ivan thinks about calling the cops, but texts his neighbor Mark first, since Mark lives on the same floor as Sean.
Okay.
Mark doesn't reply right away. Then things quiet down. Mark texts back, tells Ivan that Sean got into a massive fight with his girlfriend. Mark tried to step in again.
Oh, Mark's really putting himself out there.
He is. And this time Sean actually tried to fight Mark, physically attack him.
Okay, that's crossed a major line.
That was it for Mark. He called the police. They came, took Sean down to the station.
Finally, intervention. But it took physical aggression towards another tenant. This really highlights the danger Sean now poses. It's moved from property damage and odd behavior to direct threats and violence.
Absolutely. And it raises that question, what's the responsibility here? Neighbors, landlords. When does someone step in before it gets this bad?
It's a tough question communities face. There's often a reluctance to intervene or uncertainty about how to intervene until something truly dangerous happens.
Yeah. But you'd think this would be the end, right? He's taken by the police.
You would hope.
Nope. That Friday, Ivan stays at his girlfriend's place. Wakes up Saturday morning to his phone just blown up. Missed calls, texts.
Oh, God, what now?
First message he opens is from his roommate. It's a picture. Fire trucks. Outside their building.
No.
Sean had apparently burnt down his own apartment.
Arson. He committed arson.
That's what it looked like.
Oh.
Ivan rushes home. Mark and his roommate are out front. Sean apparently claimed it was a stove accident. But the firefighters found stuff. Towels, clothes, jammed into the vents around the outside of the house.
Oh, wow. Deliberate? Trying to contain fumes? Maybe accelerate it?
Seems like it. Police were called again. Sean was taken away again.
Unbelievable escalation.
So Sean gets officially evicted that week. Finally, right, some relief.
Temporary relief, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. The next Monday, Mark finds out Sean's been released from holding. Just let go after setting a fire.
Released after arson and assault. That's alarming.
Everyone in the building is understandably freaking out, totally on edge.
I can only imagine.
And they're fierce. Completely justified. Tuesday night, someone comes back to the building, smashes a bunch of apartment windows, tries to get into apartment 2, Sean's old place.
It had to be him.
Obviously. And worse, on the back door, they find drawings, swastikas. And writing that says, Pigland is free, kill, and Roy.
Swastikas. Okay, that's bringing in a whole other level of threat and hate, targeted, vicious stuff.
Yeah, Pigland is free, kill, and Roy. Super disturbing. Mark has had enough, files a restraining order.
Probably necessary, but...
Yeah, it seems like you just pissed Sean off even more. Because the very next night, Wednesday night, Ivan wakes up Thursday morning to another flood of text.
Please don't say another fire.
Mark's car. Ivan opens the text from Mark. Pictures attached. Mark's car is just gone, burned down to the metal frame, completely destroyed.
He burned Mark's car to the ground, retaliation for the restraining order, maybe. Just pure destruction.
Seems like it. Sean is just on a rampage. Erratic, violent, targeting people. Everyone is terrified. They have no idea what he'll do next.
The psychological impact must have been immense by this point. This isn't just a bad neighbor anymore. This is living under the threat of a dangerous, unpredictable individual. It completely erodes your sense of safety.
Totally. It's trauma. Living in constant fear in your own home.
Absolutely. That level of intimidation, it can lead to PTSD, long-lasting effects.
So the next night, Thursday, all the tenants gather on the porch again. Kind of a crisis meeting. Mark shares what he knows.
What did you find out?
He'd actually been talking to Sean's mother. She was trying to be transparent, maybe smooth things over, who knows. But she told Mark that Sean was planning to skip town.
Okay, maybe that's good news. Get him away from them.
Maybe. But Mark also got security footage. Footage of Sean walking up to Mark's car that night. Then walking away just before it presumably went up in flames. So they have proof now.
Solid proof of the arson, but yeah, doesn't make the immediate threat any less real.
Right. And as they're all talking, sharing stories, it gets even worse. The woman in apartment 3, she reveals that one night she saw Sean standing right outside her window, just staring at her, while holding a plastic bag filled with water that had holes poked in it, just standing there staring.
That is incredibly creepy, intimidating, bizarre behavior. Stalking, essentially.
And the woman in apartment 4, she'd been getting weird, stalkerish notes and poems left in her mailbox by him.
So he was targeting multiple women in the building with these disturbing actions.
Yeah, everyone was being terrorized. But then the most chilling piece of info comes from Sean's mom via Mark.
What could be worse?
Sean's mom revealed he hadn't just been leaving notes or staring. He had been actively following people. Ivan, his roommates, Mark, the woman in apartment 4. He'd been tailing them.
Following them. Okay, that is a whole different level.
But wait, even more terrifying for Ivan. Sean had followed Ivan to his girlfriend's house and had watched them through her windows.
Oh my God. That's predatory. Watching them through the windows, that is pure psychological terror.
Ivan knew Sean was dangerous, but this confirmation that he was being actively stalked, that his girlfriend was potentially being watched in her own home, it just became intensely personal and horrifying.
That connects all the dots, doesn't it? It wasn't just random outbursts, it was systematic stalking, intimidation. It shows this profound entitlement, zero regard for boundaries, and potentially delusional thinking driving it. The fact he invaded their most private spaces like that, it's deeply disturbing.
Yeah. So for the next week, Ivan is basically on high alert, standing guard on his porch, checking his girlfriend's house, constantly looking over his shoulder, just living in fear.
Understandably. Hypervigilance.
Thankfully, a few days later, they get the news. Sean has finally been arrested. Caught.
A huge relief, I imagine, but the damage is done.
Oh, yeah. Huge relief, but
yeah.
The aftermath. Mark and about half the other tenants, they moved out shortly after. Couldn't stay there after all that trauma.
Completely understandable. Some things you just can't unsee or unexperience in your own home.
Right. Ivan and his roommates, though, they actually stayed. And thankfully, they haven't had any issues since. They just hope Sean stays incarcerated for a very, very long time.
For everyone's safety.
What a story. I mean, starting with wanting to build community and ending with arson, stalking, terror. The speed of that unraveling is just staggering.
It really is. It's a stark reminder, isn't it? How danger can hide behind a friendly or seemingly friendly face, and how quickly normal can shatter.
It makes you think about trusting your gut, right? Those early moments when things just felt off, even before the big scary stuff happened.
Exactly. That intuition, that feeling of wrongness. This story really underscores how important it is to maybe pay closer attention to that, even when you can't quite put your finger on why. What stands out to you listening to this? How quickly things can change, and maybe what we learn about trusting those instincts.
Definitely something to reflect on. Well, thank you for joining us on this pretty intense deep dive today.
Thank you.
If this story resonated with you or just made you think, please do like, share, and subscribe to The Deep Dive. And definitely check out more stories like this over on the Horror Docs channel. We really appreciate you listening. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you on the next Deep Dive.